Okay, so we're finally here. It's the finale of Silo Season 1. As always, I'm Al. This is the Geek in Review. So let's get to it. Now, usually I talk a little bit about the episode before I get any spoilers, but because it's the finale, I'm just going to go straight into it. So if you haven't seen the episode, this will be your only warning. Like the last few weeks, it picks up exactly where last week left off. They're still watching the cleaning video. Jules wants to put the image on every screen in the silo, and she comes up with a plan on how to do it. But she needs to go up, not down, in order to get that message out. But Bernard's located them pretty much straight away at Kennedy's, so they're on the run and they escape through the trash chutes. Now, I really did think they were going to discover elevators in this episode, but I guess not. I was close though. While Sims gets a message that Billings' investigation is still ongoing and he tries to shut him down. Sims isn't buying the excuses as he was there when Jules arrested him, and he's pissed about Jules using his whole family against him in the last episode, and understandably so. And Sims does notice that Billings is shaken, so his secret's out. He says later on he gets granted an exemption, so I guess that he can keep his job. But what about the page from the book? That isn't mentioned at all in this episode, and I'll be honest, I'm not really happy about how they wrapped the Billings thing up here. It just seemed that last scene where he says, yeah, they said everything's fine, was just kind of tacked on. But anyway, Jules is still trying to connect the drive to get the message out and show everyone outside, and this time they get located straight away. Bernard and the guys in the janitor's closet figure out what she's trying to do, and while this is going on, the outside pops up on their screens inside the closet, and they're all drawn to it, so you can tell that they've never seen it before, and they didn't know about it, so that is very interesting. I mean, Bernard's reaction here it tells you everything. Not even Sims is supposed to look at it. He manages to shut it down before anyone else outside IT sees it, and orders them all to forget what they've seen. And this is really big. Look, this is another video type big, so subscribe to make sure you don't miss it. Now, Bernard works out that Jules is using the trash chutes to get around undetected, and basically tries to kill her straight out John McClane Die Hard style by throwing stuff down the chute. She manages to make it to the bottom and is saved by Martha Walker before Bernard and Sim show up and finally catch her in the drive. Now, in the episode, I thought all this was a little bit rushed. They kind of explain it later on that someone informed on them, but this whole conversation between the three of them and the fact that he destroys the drive didn't really work for me. But yeah, he does destroy the drive, and that's going to come back later on. But Bernard makes her a deal in order to help save her friends. So yeah, when I was watching this, I didn't expect how this was going to go down. I thought she'd be on the run, or at least try and escape the silo for the rest of the episode, but turns out that's not the case. So because she tried to save Martha, Martha tries to save her. And I'm talking about the tape. So Martha makes sure that the tape that is going to be used on the suit for Jules is switched over, and this comes into huge play later on. But meanwhile, Jules is being paraded through the silo, and Bernard is definitely sending a message here. Now, because she's going out to clean, he takes her to the janitor's closet, so she goes through the looking glass for a moment, and he shows her the footage of George's death, and it turns out that he did kill himself. So everyone that thought Sims done it, he didn't. You know, I was 50-50 on that one, I've got to say. But yeah, he killed himself to protect his secrets and then hopefully to allow Jules to finish his work. Bernard tries to get Sims back on side about talking about him being his shadow further down the line, so I guess that's something that's going to happen in season 2. Jules is in the same cell as Holston was while she's waiting to be sent out to clean, and has a final chat with her dad. Now, he asks why she wants to go out, and of course she dodges the question to protect him. Now, Martha manages to get a message to her just before she's due to be sent out, but it's a bit cryptic, and I suppose it would need to be. Meanwhile, Lucas shows back up, and Bernard still has a bit of a gripe with him. He's definitely got Bernard's attention, but he's going to take care of that. He sentences him to 10 years in the mines, so I guess that's the Lucas problem solved, unless he's told anyone else about his theories. So yeah, Bernard seems to be taking all the pieces off the board that he's not liking, and everything seems to be going back to normal. But before she's sent out to clean, he goes to see her one last time and basically tells her it's not personal, and also gives a really deep insight into the history of the silo a little bit, especially when it comes to her. He says that she wasn't a planned baby, so her parents weren't supposed to have kids. So in a way, he's balancing out whatever the plan is by making her go out to clean. And they don't really focus on this, and I hope they focus more on it in season 2, because that is a huge revelation. But he compares her old job as an engineer to his, and that he keeps the machine of the silo running, and that all the deaths have helped keep this going. And she confronts him about what the outside really looks like in the door that George has found. Now, if you've seen the episode, the way that he reacts to this, I don't think he knew about the door that George is talking about. He definitely does know about it now, but his expression is like, I'm just going to look into that later on. He flat out sort of doesn't react in a way, which I think's interesting. And he just kind of answers our questions by saying the founders have left us mysteries, so maybe he doesn't even know it all. But what is he going to do about that door, I suppose, is going to be a big arc in season 2. And our last request is to get her sheriff's badge back. So before she's sent out to clean, we see Bernard trying to piece together the hard drive. So I think this is linked to the fact that Jules has just told him something that he didn't know, and he wants to find out what else he doesn't know, and that's the only place that he's going to get that information. Now, of course, there's a record crowd draw to watch her go cleaning the silo, and we see her get the suit on like Holson and Ali in the first 2 episodes. But remember, Martha has switched the tape where they make the seals on the suit, so I guess this is the issue that's killing everyone when they go outside. So she goes through the whole process of going out that we've seen before, and she makes it out, and she sees what she expected to see. The green, the tree, the door, all that stuff, but she doesn't clean, and man, are the population of the silo pissed about that. Sims even seems worried, but Bernard tells him not to be because she'll be dead long before she reaches the... But twist! It turns out she's not seeing reality. As you can see from her point of view, she can't see Holston and Ali's bodies, and the people inside in the silo can. So the view from the visor and the helmet is all a lie, and she reaches out once she sort of trips over where the bodies are, and you can see where the projection ends. And at this point, she realises what Martha's message meant, and that the tape has been switched on the suits, and that's what kills people. So yeah, huge twist, that's what was killing people. It was the seals on the suits, not the sort of environment in them or the environment outside them. And Bernard realises that she's realised, and he rushes somewhere in the silo, opening a door using the keychain that was flashing in the last episode. And Jules goes off to explore the outside world, and her visor crackles while she's looking at a sort of huge green landscape with mountains and everything, before exposing the real outside. So it is the wasteland that they've been seeing all along, and the silo population watches as she heads off beyond view. And her mind's been blown, their minds have been blown. Was your mind blown? And the episode ends with a huge panning out shot, and it seems that there are maybe dozens of silos next door, whether they're habitable or not. But this is huge. I mean, the last few minutes of this episode certainly pieced together a lot of things. But as always, I want to know what you guys think, so let me know in the comments below. I'm going to be doing a more detailed breakdown videos on different aspects of this episode throughout the week. So if you haven't done it already, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it and you've got notifications turned on. And if you've made it this far, as always, leave a like on the video. My name's Al, thanks for watching. It's probably safe to go outside, I don't know, oh